What's going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name is Daryl and I am in the workshop today once more. Now, we've been working on this 6-meter repeater, and what else we got? We got the 2-meter or 220 repeater I got recently. And now I have something else in the shop that's kind of going to make everything take a pause until I get it fixed or get it working. We'll put it that way. So I'm sitting on it right now. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I have. Alright, what I have in front of you today is a Motorola MSF5000, and it is a VHF remote base / repeater. Now it's currently set up for remote base operation, and it was used by one of the municipalities somewhere down here in my area, but it found its way to me. So it's in my shop, and we're going to do a little work on it and see if I can't get this thing running for a club repeater. And it's pretty nice. It's got it's in pretty good, darn good shape. It's spent most of its life inside a nice shelter, probably climate controlled, little dust at all. So real nice. It's 135 watts, I believe. So it's heavy one, man. I tell you, it took 2 people just to get it up on the furniture cart here. And I'm looking forward to get this thing running. It turns on and works. So I messed around and got the program put on the old programming computer. And my next chore is to make a cable for it. So we'll go online and get the pin out for the cable, and we'll build a cable, and we'll see if we can get the code plug off this thing here and see what she's got in her. Okay, we're sitting at my shop computer here, and you can see that I have the programming cable pinout up here. And it doesn't look like it's that difficult, just 2-wire programming cable. So we're looking at here. So we got a 6-pin mod and a 25-pin rib connector. And you can see that we're only using pin 1. Let's see, I think we're using pin 1 and 6. We're looking down here. So this side is 1 and 6. And then over here on the 25-pin connector, we're using pin 1 and pin 15, and jumpering pin 11 and 4 over here on the 25-pin. So let me build this programming cable, and I'm not going to show that, and we'll build it, and then we'll see if we can read this repeater. Here's our programming cable, the 25-pin connector here, and this is some old phone line that I had, little patch cord or whatever you want to call it that I had. They make pretty good programming cables. And then this connector here, let's see if it says what it is. I can never remember what that one's called. It's the small like phone connector. I don't think it's that small though. But you can see it's got only 6 pins on it, and this one is one that's shielded. It's for shielded cable, but that's what we built it in. So anyway, if you guys can identify this connector, it's not an RJ45. It's a smaller one than that. I want to say it's like RJ11, RJ12, or 14 or something like that. But anyway, let's get this thing hooked up to the rib box and see if we can read the radio, read this controller, and see what this repeater is all about. Alright, we are in front of my little programming computer. And I changed this computer around so it would just boot to DOS every time. And then if I want it to go into Windows, I can just hit the Windows command, or type in the Windows command, and it'll load Windows. So this is my old programming computer that you need for things like this. Well, I guess I better turn the monitor on or we're not going to see anything. There we go. So this should boot right into DOS, and it did. So I put the program on it already. So we will slowly get to it. There, MSF. There. All right. So let's go in here and check the COM port. It's on COM port 1, so that's good. You can back out. Space key. Now I have the rib box hooked up into this computer, the Motorola rib. So it is follow the cable. It's sitting here. Then our new cable is plugged into the control port here. And you can hear I got it running. And I put a dummy load on it just in case it ID'd or transmitted for some reason. We have the dummy load on there. So now we're going to go to F3, and then we're going to say F2 for read, and it is going to read. All right, everything's looking good. So we'll sit here while it reads, and then I got to figure out how to navigate this program so I can figure out what the frequency is on it. I was told that it was last programmed as a remote base for 146.52 simplex, the calling frequency on 2 meters. But I don't think that it ever was used. Maybe, I don't know. I think it might have just been programmed and never used. All right, let's go back to F10, and then we're going to come to F4, and then channel information. I think it's on. We should find it here. Or not. Yeah. So there we go. So it is TX and RX is 145, or actually they've got it at 145.52 or 145.25. So that's not the calling frequency. So that's good. So we have a working radio, a working controller, and hopefully the repeater itself is in good shape. So we are going to, in the end, we are going to turn this back into a repeater, and I have some things that I'll have to do to it. This is the amplifier, and I've already taken the screws out of here, so these amplifiers, they'll just tilt forward, see? And that amplifier is pretty darn heavy, and then behind it here we got the power supply. Oh my goodness, thing is heavy. Our fans, I took those loose because I wanted to look up inside there. And then here is our TX RX relay for the remote base. So we have to disconnect that because if you look on the side, we only have one RF connector on the side of this container, or this cabinet. So we need to install another one. One for transmit, one for receive, so that can be connected into the duplexer. And then this thing here, this relay, it has to be disconnected. And then moving down, this is your controller, and then our RF unit here. And then underneath here is a low pass filter that I may or may not have to tune. And then I think there's some sort of circulator in there or something. I don't know. There's something else in there. I have to read the manual and find out what all I have to do. But anyway, what do you think about that? That's a pretty nice little unit here. It seems to be in really great shape. Almost no dust at all. If we go back here and look back under this, look at our power supply. It's in beautiful shape. Yeah, I imagine this thing was on a municipal frequency here for, actually it's the statewide frequency of well, it says it right here. Transmit plus receive 155.055 PLYB. And for those of you in Illinois who are into the scanning and just into radios, you might know that frequency as iReach. iReach is the acronym for that frequency, and it's a statewide frequency where the state police and other municipalities can have a statewide frequency that they use in times of emergencies. So pretty cool. It's mainly just I think I don't know actually what the difference between iReach and not point to point, but iReach, and there's another one out there. But iReach, oh, ESDA, or not ESDA, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. Not iReach, but ISPERN. Okay. I don't know what they classify the differences of those being. It's been out of listening to those frequencies too long now, I guess. But anyways, that's what this used to be, and I'm going to leave this thing down because it's too hard to put up with one hand. So anyway, what do you think about that? Have any of you guys out there ever worked on one of these? And have you ever turned them back into a repeater after they've been in remote base service? I'd be interested in what you had to do. I have the service meter coming for it, so I was able to pick one of those up fairly cheap. So I'm looking forward to that. That's to be the only delay on this thing, is getting that in there and then going through the tuning procedures and just making sure everything is okay. But yeah, pretty cool. So what else can we do today on this thing? I don't really know. I guess we could change the frequency on it. So I'm going to change the go off camera here and shut the camera down and get this thing programmed up, and we will come back after I get the program in it, or the code plug uploaded. But what I'm going to put in there is our Ham Club repeater pair, because we're going to switch out one of the repeaters we have for this one. So I need to put in frequencies and tone and IDs and see what the ID the timing is on the ID, so we need to do that too. So let me go put the information in, and then when I get ready to send it back to the repeater controller here, we'll come back and we'll see if this thing is successful. Alright, we have our some information we put in here. This is a repeater split. The idle frequency you want to keep the same, I believe, is the TX frequency. We have our call sign in here, and now we are ready to back out and see what we can do about programming this into the repeater. So we want to, let's see, program is F8, so let's do that, and hopefully everything will go. Okay, interrupting station operation. Alright, well, I guess it was successful at that. Let's see if this loads. So yeah, there's always something interesting going on around here. And we'll just look at the status lights on this thing. It says PR9, I guess that's program. Actually, that's probably a G instead of a 9. Oh, look at, haha. All right, it's loading that in. So I also changed the CW ID time from, I think it was at 15 minutes to 10, and that stays within the FCC guidelines for IDing a repeater, at least for amateur use. So there you go. Alright, still looks like everything's going well. It takes a little while to program this thing. Well, we'll see how well I do switching this thing back over to a repeater again. I have to purchase a couple of longer cables. Data has been saved successfully. Alright, so good. So I just saw the controller reset, Now that's about as much as I know. I mean, I don't know what this is all telling me over here, down over here. So I need to do some exploring in the manual and find out how you operate this thing. I've never messed with one before. So anyway, down in here where this relay is, this one here comes off the RF, it goes to the RFPA. I believe that's where it's coming from. Yeah, it's going out of the PA, then down to the switch. And I believe this one, or this one, is this cable right here, is a mini UHF, and that's coming out of the receiver. And then this one goes to this connector here. And then there's a little bitty control wire down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And that's what switches them back and forth. So that all has to be disconnected. And then we need to put another connector in the side of the cabinet. And then disconnect this. And my connector, my wire I need is this coming out of here to over here. I may have one, I don't know. This one, let's see, this one here. I need to have something, I could put an adapter in there, but at least I could put an adapter in there, but I don't want to do that. So I'll buy a new cable that comes out of the RF receive and then comes to the side of the cabinet. So, and then I think all the rest of it is just programming in the controller. And yeah. The only thing the controller doesn't have is DTMF control. So say you want to shut it down from a distance, it will not do that, I think, from what I've read. So I might have to, in the future, going forward, now this repeater is not too far away from us where we can't shut it down if we want to. So we're fine there, but I think FCC wants you to be able to shut it down remotely in case maybe you can't get to where the repeater's at, maybe. So we'll, in the long run, we're going to have to switch that. So whether we continue on with this controller or not remains to be seen. But eventually it would go to it would be connected into one of the ports on the SCOM 7330. So we'd have this one, our 6 meter, and maybe the 220 that repeater that I got. So maybe all three of those will be on the SCOM. So you are seeing progress being made on all fronts, really. So yeah, I like it. Nice running Motorola repeater. What do you guys think of that? I certainly like it. I see one of the fans is not in there. I don't know if this came originally with only two, but might be a good idea to put another one in there. Cool. So we got a little project to work on here. Let's see if we can get this thing operating quicker than the 6 meter repeater. Let's talk about that. Alright, this is the situation here on the 6 meter repeater. You can see I have the receive radio out, and it's up on my bench here. So I have it right here on my bench. So we're going to do a little testing on this radio and see what the receive sensitivity is on it. I kind of have an idea what I might get, but we'll see. And then along the lines, I'll probably pick up another one of these radios and use that for a test radio where I can work on making that radio receive the best it can. And then I'll just swap it out when I get it done. And just have, I want to have a spare radios anyway for this repeater. And then, you know, keep them up at the site maybe, I don't know. And just be able to go up there and swap radios if it, you know, something happens. So along the line, I'll get another one of these radios and we will go over it and see what we can do to make it receive better. But I've even considered maybe buying a preamp for it and putting a preamp in line. But we'll see what we get out of it. But anyways, that's coming up in another video. Well, we have another repeater in the shop, and hopefully that will be a quick in and out. There won't be a lot of time spent on that. The 6-meter repeater will get the receiver sensitivity checked, and I don't know that I'll do a lot if that doesn't pan out, but maybe I'll just get a different radio if it doesn't work out, or just leave it the way it is. I thought about getting a preamp for that repeater. That's still a possibility. As far as what's going on with the 6-meter repeater, of course, you know where we're at with it. We just want to check out the receive sensitivity on the radio, and then the duplexer behind me needs to be tuned. Maybe not the next video, but maybe the video after that we'll do that. So I have to make a spot for them, lay them down on some sawhorses, and then tune them, and then I have to make a couple of jumper cables that are missing for that. The jumper cables that go to the T, I need to make that. I don't see them with that, so that has to be done. So there's a lot of calculating in that to make the right size cables. And then let's see what else. And then we got the 220 repeater we can work on. We got the UHF repeater. That one I will need to order some channel elements for that so we can get that on frequency. And then we're moving right along here. So yeah. So the 6-meter repeater, I can't move that out there to the tower site until we do something with the building out there. The building's too small to hold these, and we need to make it bigger. So we thought about, maybe as a club, we thought about just ordering a Connex box, you know, a shipping container, and putting that out there. That will give us way more room. I'll have space to put a workbench out there, have nice air conditioning and light out there, nice and clean, no more bugs. That would be really nice. So that is a plan, and I hope we can go through with it and make that happen. And also give us a nice roof to put solar panels up. Our club has been talking about the fact that we want to go solar out there. So at some point, maybe the roof of this thing is going to have a bunch of solar panels on it. So that'll be definitely some videos out of that. But let me know what you like and what you don't like. You know, I had one commenter that says, you know, I ramble on too much, which is probably right, and don't do a whole lot, just a lot of rambling and talking. But I want you to know where I'm at. I want you to know what's going on here, and you know, what's happening in my life. And you know, I can't do that without talking. So I think he said a lot of hand waving too. I don't know. But I do like the comments. I'd go out and eat a hamburger. If I could eat a hamburger, I'd go out and eat a turkey sandwich with any of you guys. Yeah, I'm not that way. Not everybody's going to agree on everything. But you know, I don't mind the comments, good or bad. I can handle the bad ones. But I do enjoy the comments, and I don't always get right on them to answer them, but know that I at least read them. But then I have to take time out to do that. So little by little, you know, I've got my computers running again. I'm getting my computers all back up and going again, and my routine is coming back to normal again. So anyway, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You guys that come by, you guys and girls and everybody who comes by and looks at my channel, I appreciate it. If you come more than one time, please subscribe so you can see when my videos come out, and give me some direction of give me some direction as to what you would do with these things. Like, what would you do with a 6-meter repeater if you had it? What would you add to it? Would you add the preamp? Would you use a different radio for receive or transmit? What would you do? Not necessarily I'm going to follow that, but what would you do, and what have you done? Have you made one of these before? You know, what have you done? You know, where's it at? Can you tell me about it? So you know, I'm just interested in that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be buying some other radios. I got an ICOM 7300 I've got to buy. I got what else? I got some antennas to buy. I got a rotator to buy. Just a bunch of stuff that I got to buy. And again, at some point, I'm going to be putting in my ground system. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it all at once, the ground system. I was thinking about, like, man, that's a lot of undertaking to dig all the way around the whole shop and everything and put these things in. And I've been talking to the climber about CAD welding everything. And, it's expensive. All that stuff's expensive. I got 10 of the ground rods, as you know. And running the trencher, that's not really that expensive. Just hurry up and get all the trenches dug, and then take this thing back, and then come back and put the ground rods in. But if you grounded your shack, what did you do? I'm probably going to be going over the edge with this thing because I got hit once already, and we've had some storms come through since then, and I just cross my fingers I don't get hit again. But anyway, thank you for being here today. Like and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. I just appreciate everybody who comes and watches my videos, and everybody who comments and leaves a thumbs up or a comment. Thank you very much for that, and we will catch you next time.